the 15th of December, and we are about to open another window in the TooFatLardies Oddcast Advent calendar. Today, we're asking Nick what's his favourite and least favourite war film ever.
Okay, I'm really excited about this question. I could be revealing myself as an even bigger nerd, but I absolutely love war films. I was raised on a diet of war films in the 1970s, and I could wax lyrical about war films through the ages. So I don't even know where to start with this. Everybody knows that the best film ever made is She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, starring John Wayne. The story of the cavalry on the plains. Captain Nathan Brittle's Never Apologise Mister, It's a Sign of Weakness has got to be the best film ever, but I don't think it counts as a war film. And those of you that hate John Wayne, I don't care. I love him. I think he's brilliant. He also starred in some absolutely terrible films, and we might come back to one of those later. But war films, I guess we're talking not westerns. Interestingly, I noticed that Rotten Tomatoes, according to their international movie database, Spartacus is a war film. I don't know. I suppose it is, but it wouldn't really be in my list of war films. But what a great movie with Kirk Douglas. I could watch that all afternoon. I'm Spartacus. Go on, off you go. You say it. Where do we even start? So I noticed, I'm going to read out to you because I wanted to do some research for this one because I knew it was coming. This is the top 10 best war films of all time according to Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes, okay, have got at number 10 Apocalypse Now, number 9 Lawrence of Arabia, number 8 The Hurt Locker, number 7 Doctor Strangelove, number 6 Army of Shadows, which is about the resistance, number 5 All Quiet on the Western Front, good film, 1930 version, good film. Then we got number 4 Dunkirk 2017. Do you know what? It's not a patch on the John Mills film, is it? I've watched Dunkirk 2017. Yeah, I know that it's not everybody's favourite film. Really clever piece of cinema, but I just didn't like it. Number 3 Battle of Algiers. What a politically charged, amazingly interesting film for a Sunday afternoon. So number 3 they give that number 3. Number 2 they put La Grande Illusion, which is a film that I'm completely unaware of. And number 1 they've got Casablanca. Well, here's what I think of their list. I don't like their list at all. It's not my top 10 war films of all time. I'm going to give you my top 10 leading up to my favourite one, and then I'm going to tell you what I think is the worst one. So number 10 for me, I'm going for Inglourious Bastards, Brad Pitt, a film that completely knocked me off my perch when I watched it. I thought, what on earth is this around? The session in the underground canteen when they're meeting the resistance a secret agent is just completely ridiculous and bizarre, and I love it to bits. So what a weird film, but I really enjoy watching it. I was going to say I really enjoyed making it. It might feel like I was in it, but I wasn't. So that's my number 10, Inglourious Bastards. Number 9 will get you all whistling Colonel Bogey as we go for The Bridge on the River Kwai. An amazing film. Alec Guinness is absolutely brilliant in that film. I don't like William Holden too much, although he's an acceptable character in that movie. But I just adore the cinematography and the whole way that they portray that hardship of the Burma Railway and the sort of psychological drama that goes on with the main character, with Alec Guinness's character, the name escapes me. What a really good film. That's my number 9. Number 8, Alarm, Das Boot. Jürgen Prochnow living a stealthy life under the waves. I remember when that came out. I think it was about 1981, wasn't it? What an amazing thing that was. Really, really enjoyed that. A totally different take on the war at sea, in a really brilliant film. Das Boot is in at number 8. Number 7, Pop Pickers, Lawrence of Arabia. You gotta love the cinematography that goes with that, and the story of Lawrence, and things like the attack on the train, etc. Great, really interesting cinematography, great film, really good for a Sunday afternoon. I love Lawrence of Arabia, and that's got a special place in my heart as a movie. The soundtrack, of course, is something else. All the best films have the best soundtracks. So that for me gets number 7. At number 6, dun 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 dun, The Longest Day. Such a star-studded cast of the greatest story ever told, and it's brought to you in black and white, and it's just brilliant. I just love this. I just love the way it takes us through D-Day. I love the fact that John Wayne is a 50-year-old playing a 27-year-old, and he somehow gets away with it. And they're just brilliant, aren't they? Richard Todd in there, the whole holding of the bridge, hold until relieved. The Longest Day, what a fantastic movie. The Longest Day, the longest film. Curiously, all the stars to The Longest Day, of course, are listed in alphabetical order. And so it lists up all the names, and at the end it says, and John Wayne. Not in alphabetical order for some reason. Bigger star than the film itself, maybe. Here we go, into the top 5. Number 5, there's thousands of them, Zulus. What a movie. Michael Caine, Stanley Baker. I remember I had a German exchange student who came to stay with me in the 1980s, and we had Zulu in those days, as must have been very early days of video. And this kid absolutely loved the Zulu film. He couldn't get enough of it. He wanted to understand the story of the redcoats in Africa, and so if he went back from his 2 weeks in England knowing nothing else, he took away with him the story of Rorke's Drift in 1879. And I just wonder what he's doing with that story now. Best not to ponder too much maybe, but Zulu, really good film. It's got Jack Hawkins in it. You can never go far wrong with Jack Hawkins, can you? You know what you're going to get. Number 4 ends with a beer, ice cold in Alex. The story of taking Katie, the ambulance, across the desert, in 1941, I guess it is. John Mills, brilliant stars. Sylvia Sims, how fantastic is that? And then, who's the guy who plays the sergeant? Harry Andrews, who plays the sergeant major in that. What a great character. What a great movie. Can't help but fall in love with it every time I watch it. Okay, number 3, top 3 now. I guess you can probably guess what's going to come. Number 3, Where Eagles Dare, Richard Burton, Clint Eastwood. How many Germans does Clint Eastwood kill? I did look this up. I can't quite remember the answer now. 80 something I think it is. You could probably go through and tick it off yourself if you're really that interested. I love Where Eagles Dare. It's one of those films that's always on the telly, but it's always on at the time when you never get to watch it all. You turn over late at night and you're 3/4 of the way through it, and you think, I'll just stay up and watch the last bit. You never see the first bit, do you? Always see the cable car fight. Where Eagles Dare, great movie. 1969, directed by Brian Hutton. And a great thing about Where Eagles Dare is, on the Rotten Tomatoes database, they list that as number 70 in their top 100. These people are crazy. Even the Dirty Dozen, which is absolute shit, gets a score of 61 on their listing. Incidentally, the Dirty Dozen was filmed in my village. Not a lot of people know that. Right, next one down, number 2. Here we are, dressed up as paratroopers going around the watermill. It's the Eagle has landed. Love it. Michael Caine is one of my all-time favourite stars. I love the story. Donald Sutherland, Jenny Agutter, the whole thing holed up in the church, and how many of us haven't wondered about wargaming the scenario of the Nazi paratroopers dressed up as Polish paratroopers fighting against Larry Hagman's men. Larry Hagman, Colonel Clarence E. Pitts. What a beautiful character. It's a parody, but we love it. This is where that goddamn bitch Grey lives. What a movie. How can you not enjoy watching that at Christmas? I hope I'm giving you some top tips to get out and enjoy. You will not be surprised. My all-time favourite war film has got to be The Man in the Loft himself. A Bridge Too Far, Bring Up the Pier. We can all enjoy this. As soon as the music starts, you get that feeling of I don't know, it makes the back of my hairs on the back of my neck stand up, and then you see the stars' names coming on screen one after another. you know, the list of people that are in that film, the list of really top quality movie stars that make up the cast of that is amazing. And actually, it gets a lot of stick, but you know what? It gets most of the story broadly right. And we've got some friends who are interested in going to Holland and understanding the story, and it's a place to start. If they've got no understanding of military history, watch the film A Bridge Too Far. At least it tells you what it's all around. And that moment when Horrocks is, you know, telling you that this is a story that you will tell your grandchildren, and mightily bored they will be, that will stick with you forever. Plus, of course, it's a film in which the Humber Scout Car has a starring role, with Michael Caine sticking his beret head out of the top with his Irish Guards flashes on. What a movie. Absolutely cannot get enough of watching it ever. And I think we all know that every time we sing Abide With Me, it connects us to that film. And when you go to Arnhem, you still can't help getting yourself out of that mindset. Whenever I drive across Nijmegen Bridge, in my head I'm playing the music to A Bridge Too Far. It's tragic, isn't it? But I think you get the energy for it. So, you know, if you only watch one war film this Christmas, get out there and watch A Bridge Too Far. Sit the family down, get the mince pies out, get the Quality Street out, put the lights on the Christmas tree, turn the volume up, and off you go. Now, I can't finish without talking about the worst war film ever made. The worst war film ever made. The Green Berets, starring my mate John Wayne. What an awful movie. What an offensive movie to the people who fought the Vietnam War that is. It's terrible. I can't even begin to put in words how bad it is, and I'm the biggest John Wayne fan on the planet. So John, I really wish you hadn't have made that one. It's an awful movie, and I would personally like to throw it in the bin, consign it to the skip, the waste dump of history, and chuck that out and watch A Bridge Too Far.
Remember, lard is for life and not just for Christmas.